Get ready for breaking news that will change how Raleigh builds its future. Raleigh leaders are finally looking at massive opportunities for the former North Carolina DMV property, and we are diving deep into the three incredible scenarios they are considering to bring significant affordable housing to the community. We break down what these plans mean for residents and what Raleigh is hoping to achieve with this huge piece of land.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we have huge news for student athletes across the state. The Board of Directors of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association has made a monumental decision, officially sanctioning women's flag football as a championship sport, alongside sanctioning boys volleyball. Commissioner Quet Tucker explains the vision behind this move and how these new opportunities will evolve school-based athletics for years to come. Now, let's talk about booming industries and protectionism. President Donald Trump is making a bold statement about bringing back the furniture industry to North Carolina, announcing that tariffs will return the furniture boom days to the state. We examine what this means for High Point and the furniture capital of the world as the president lays out his plan to protect local businesses. And finally, we look at major relief for property owners across the state. The North Carolina Senate has given final approval to Senate Bill 889, giving a moratorium on county governments implementing new property taxes based on appraisals conducted this year. Phil Berger's reappraisal moratorium is moving to the House, and we tell you exactly how this legislation could impact property owners in 9 counties and what the next steps are for tax relief. Raleigh leaders are actively exploring options for the former North Carolina DMV property located along New Bern Avenue, with a primary focus on developing affordable housing. Demolition of the old site is currently underway, with crews anticipating completion by November. The city had previously paid $20 million for the property nearly 2 years ago. Now, city officials are evaluating the future use of the over 5-acre site. Ken Bowers, the Raleigh Planning and Development Deputy Director, presented a market study outlining 3 potential scenarios for the site. A unifying objective across all 3 proposals is the creation of significant affordable housing. Each scenario incorporates an affordable housing component, though the number of units proposed varies across the options. Furthermore, all 3 plans include provisions for parking areas and some retail or community space. In a related development, local business owner Allison Vick has expressed a desire for the city to offer subsidized retail spaces to small businesses facing high rental costs. Vick suggested that city subsidies or grant programs could significantly assist these businesses in securing brick-and-mortar locations within the city. North Carolina High School Athletics is expanding its championship offerings following a significant vote by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Board of Directors on Wednesday. The board officially sanctioned women's flag football as a championship sport for the NCHSAA. This decision follows years of increasing interest and participation in the sport. The inaugural NCHSAA Flag Football Championship is scheduled for late 2026. Quet Tucker, commissioner of the NCHSAA, stated that the move is a meaningful investment in the future of our student athletes, in this case females, and the continued evolution of school-based athletics in North Carolina. Tucker added that girls' flag football provides an inclusive, fast-paced, and highly engaging opportunity for students to compete, connect, and grow. In related news, boys volleyball has also been sanctioned as an official championship sport. The boys volleyball season is slated to take place in the spring. Commissioner Tucker emphasized the momentum behind this decision, noting that sanctioning men's volleyball reflects the sustained efforts of students, coaches, and advocates. He further stated that this sanctioning allows the association to provide more championship opportunities and advance its mission to expand participation and foster positive experiences for student athletes across the state. Former President Donald Trump has announced plans to revitalize the furniture industry in North Carolina, asserting that new tariffs will bring the sector back to its former boom days. Speaking at National Small Business Week 2026, Trump stated, "We're going to bring all the furniture back to North Carolina, and you're going to see it'll be as robust as it was 25, 30 years ago." Drawing on his personal experience as a businessman, Trump explained that he previously relied on North Carolina for furniture, noting that the region is recognized as the furniture capital of the world, with High Point boasting the world's largest home furnishings show. He attributed the decline of the local artisans to the impact of China's market presence, stating that they were put out of business because a president was not willing to act. Trump shared anecdotes from his hotel business, where he sought out North Carolina artists for custom work, emphasizing the superior quality of local craftsmanship compared to what he was forced to purchase from China due to pricing. He expressed confidence in the new tariff strategy, arguing that it will allow North Carolina businesses to compete more effectively. Trump asserted that the region will once again become the furniture capital of the world due to the unparalleled quality of its artisans. He concluded by stating that consumers will benefit from a combination of both quality sources, ensuring the industry's resurgence. The North Carolina Senate has granted final approval to Senate Bill 889, championed by Senate Leader Phil Berger, which proposes a moratorium on county governments implementing new property taxes based on appraisals conducted during the current calendar year. The measure, described by Berger as a necessary relief measure for North Carolinians facing rising property tax bills, now moves to the GOP-controlled House for consideration. If enacted, the legislation would impact 9 counties scheduled for property reappraisals this year, including Guilford and Harnett counties. Property owners in these areas are reportedly facing increased tax burdens due to appraisal-driven property value boosts. Berger stated the bill offers predictability, while lawmakers explore other strategies to curb property tax increases, noting that achieving consensus on a single solution is challenging. The reappraisal schedule varies by county. For instance, Wake County completed its most recent revaluation in 2024, while Durham County's next reappraisal is slated for 2029. Local officials have voiced concerns that limiting revenue generation could hinder county spending plans amid state and federal funding shortfalls. In a move to address specific financial pressures, legislators passed a last-minute amendment exempting Clay, Chowan, and Pamlico counties from the moratorium, citing their relatively higher financial burden during the reappraisal process. Berger's proposal is part of a wider legislative effort to improve affordability ahead of the midterm elections. Meanwhile, House Republicans are pursuing a constitutional amendment aimed at granting the state greater control over how counties and municipalities raise property taxes, which would be put to a November voter referendum. However, the proposal has drawn criticism. House Minority Leader Robert Reeves, D. Chatham, labeled the constitutional amendment a political stunt. Senate Minority Leader Sidney Batch, D. Wake, criticized Berger's bill for lacking long-term relief, while Senate Democrats proposed amendments to lower the state's income threshold for property tax exemptions, arguing these measures would provide immediate results rather than merely pausing the issue. The North Carolina Association of County Commissioners expressed support for the bill, particularly the exemptions granted, suggesting that a moratorium provides necessary time for counties to fully assess the impacts of property tax reform and develop targeted relief for struggling property owners.